Hello, friends. Welcome to Akulmach Live. And today we're discussing about jobs. And as you know, that there's a lot of confusion. People generally, by and large, think that I'm going to lose my job. I'm, either to a competitor or to the AI or the changes which are happening. Maybe my skills are not needed anymore. So all this is leading to our future about the job market, and this is actually giving rise to a trend. So today I'm going to talk about four trends which are emerging out of this flux in the dynamic job market, which is changing, ever changing, and changing very rapidly. So if you are a job seeker or if you are a employer, you need to understand these trends in order to stay relevant in future so that there are no confusions. All right, let's proceed further. Friends, I'd like to inform you that this live stream is sponsored by Myntra. Their link is given in the description below. Do check them out. There are special deals which are available. All right, let's proceed further and let's go to the first trend. The first trend is the automation, and the choices which are available is whether I need to automate my business or do I need to spend in acquiring some sort of AI bots. Basically, look at how I can automate and get rid of the humans. So general tendency is that when you hire humans, you need to provide them real estate to sit, you need to provide them air conditioning, you need to provide them beverages facility, basically to for them to have a break in between, like tea coffee break or a smoking break, things like that. You need to prepare as an employer, and even for those facilities you would need some sort of real estate. Basically, real estate is quite expensive. At the same time, maintenance of those facilities are also expensive. So overall, when you hire people, your expense actually goes up. It's not only the salaries or the allowances or bonuses. Your overall expenses of the business goes up. Whereas if you automate, then most of the work can be taken care without any extra space requirement or any extra expenses. That is one reason because of which most of the business basically go for automation. And right now AI is rocking, and every day, I'm not talking about every month or every year, every day businesses are actually hiring, buying, or some sort of services which are in the realm of artificial intelligence, and they are actually acquiring them, automating them as per their business and implementing them. Why? It is a cost saving. Business is all about generating more revenue, reducing cost, generating revenue, reducing cost, and that is the difference between them is the profit. So business is always thinking about how to elevate their profit, and this is the latest way they can do it. And if they are hiring humans, then there are increments also. So every year the cost of human resource will go up, whereas the because of inflation, the cost of your service will keep coming down. So business don't want to take risk, and therefore clearly the trend is towards automation, towards AI. Clearly, it's a very clear indication that businesses, which actually forms the major employer community, are moving away towards automation, specifically for the jobs which are mundane in nature. Things like bookkeeping, things like sending letters to the customer. These are ongoing processes. These are mundane in nature, and therefore, such 60 to 70% of the jobs of any business, which are standard across the industry, are taken over, will be taken over, and being taken over by the AI. So this is one trend. We must understand this very clearly, whether you are a job seeker or an employer. Let's move on to the next trend. And that is the gig economy. Well, even if you are based on human resource, your whole ideology as an employer is based on hiring people and showing the head count, showing number of seats, and then these resources are skilled labor, etc. Whatever that is, even that is not going to be a reality for you. It will be very difficult for a business to maintain human resource, because human resource will erode away. Human resource are now looking at the employees are now looking at how they can have more comfort in their life. They can spend more time with their loved ones, with their family, and that is a reality, and that is has given rise to the gig economy. That means people will like to not go to the office. They may not like to work for one company. They may like to work, if they have time, like to work for multiple organizations, and utilize their time to make more revenue for themselves, which companies may not be able to provide. Companies can only provide them salary and little bit of allowances. So before 2020, when companies used to attract employees, hey, come work with me. I am such a such great employer, and I'm sitting in this part of the world, and there will be a award ceremony where I have got the award for being the best employer. Understand, friends, to become a best employer, you need to spend money. Otherwise, how will you become best employer? Your salaries will be the highest in the industry. Your facilities will be also of the top notch. Top notch facilities will actually erode your profits, which business don't want. If you want to still make higher profit, your price will have to go up, because ultimately the customers will have to pay for all this good quality human resource that the company is providing. So that is not the reality. People are not finding human resource to stick around with their company. In order to attract the employees, employers used to say that, hey, if you stick around with me for 4 years, I will give you stock options. I will give you a pie in my company. So if company do well, you will also make a lot of money. Even that is not cutting the ice, because employees don't want to work for one company. They want to work for one company for a couple of hours, then they want to do moonlighting, work for another company, so that they can maximize their time and get revenue from two different sources. If one company goes bust, there is another company to fall back. So, and they want to work from home, so that they will have long working hours. They don't want to waste time in traveling to the office. So this is the reality, and this trend has given rise to the gig economy. That means people are more and more working as consultant, as contract employees, rather than working full time. And this gig economy is doing small things, but then eventually it will result into something big. So a lot of people working independently, but working for one thing will be provided like a big project. So this is the trend here. Especially this trend is for the employer community to understand that if their base of the company is human resource, they will not be able to find human resource, because their resources are moving away to becoming contract employees. All right, let's look at the next trend. Next trend is for the people who want to get hired, is basically the upskilling. Upskilling is becoming a very, very important, because the skills that you have are not the skills required by the business. So the mantra here is that your skill sets are now taken over by AI. So you need to identify what skills are needed so that you are relevant. So because of that, there are a lot of coaching opportunities which have emerged, and these coaching institutes are training employees or future employees about the new skills which are required, which cannot be replicated by the AI. So these are again a very, very important trend, the upskilling of the your skill sets. Here I would like to say that there is a message for education institutions also, colleges, schools. They are not training the students enough, the skills which are relevant for today's business environment. There is huge gap. The education institutes are not able to scale up the difference between what is required and what they are teaching, because ultimately you are sending your children for getting skills. Why your children want to get skilled? Because they want to be relevant once they finish their 15-20 years of education. They want to come in the field and get employed immediately. I mean, there is a demand because they have a degree in their house, in their hand. So if they show the degree, they pass the interview, a small test, they will be employed. There are jobs, in businesses seeking for these skills. The challenge is that none of the skills which are being taught in the schools and universities are sought after by the businesses. They are looking for something else. And therefore, the education institutes, schools and colleges are lacking terribly behind the business, terribly behind the reality. I think there is a message for them also, so that they can look at what regulations needs to be removed, so that they can include more and more course material in their curriculum. And I think that is one big lesson. On the other hand, the employee community is looking at upskilling, and because there is an upskilling requirement, there are a lot of freelancers, there are a lot of institutes which are there helping employees to acquire new skills so that they can be sellable in the market. There are so many new skills which are required which cannot be replicated by AI. The mantra is look at those skills which cannot be automated, acquire those skills, and then you will have a ready-made job. So there is an increase in upskilling strategies for different kind of people, for different kind of works. Huge opportunities are there if you are having the latest skills. And that is the third trend. Let's move on to the fourth one. Again, there are demographic shifts. Earlier, people used to chase the opportunity. People used to go to the opportunity and they used to leave their home and work in a different state and live and spend their earned money on the rentals, and leaving their loved ones, family behind, and they will travel 1,000-2,000 kilometers away from their home in search of great opportunity. That trend is completely shattered. People have moved back home and the skilled labor is not available in your city, but maybe available online. So there is a huge demographic shift which has happened. And if you are a business, this is a message for the business. This is a trend for the business. If you are a business, then your hiring strategy must change. Instead of you attracting the employees, you have to go to the place, to the city, or to the house where the employee is located. So if you're looking for a particular skill set, a person with a skill set, that person with that skill set may not be in your city, may not be in your country, maybe in some other country. So you must have a mechanism where understand this demographic shift has already happened. People don't want to travel. They don't want to basically stay on rent in a different city, establish themselves in a new place. They want to stay where they are. And therefore that for you, because your business cannot shift, for you are experiencing a huge demographic shift. And therefore this is something which is very, very important. It's a very important trend for all businesses to learn. So friends, these are the 4 trends which have emerged, and all the 4 trends need to be understood both by the employer as well as employee. So thanks very much for watching me live. Just in case if you have any question, please do not hesitate to send it across. I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.